Well, this is an interesting turn of events. I've decided to make a YouTube video to kind of talk about the car real quick, since it's been a while and I've had some people asking about it. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to do this in like a one-take format. I don't really have all the software and stuff to edit videos anymore, so I'm just going to put this up as one take. Maybe things will be a bit weird, but I get to talk about the car a little bit and answer some questions that I've gotten. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, the MR2 still exists. If you've seen my very limited Instagram posts over the past couple years, you would know that the car is still here. It has been having things done to it, and it's been used. And so this is kind of how it sits right now. This car has never been like a pretty car. So obviously it's quite rough, and some things need to be fixed before I'm ready to show its face in public again. But yeah, this is how it is, and this is how it's going to be for a little bit. I have some plans to kind of change up the look of the car a bit, make it a bit cleaner. I think it's been overdue to be clean, so keep an eye out for that. I'm not going to say what I'm going to do just yet, but something interesting is coming, probably by the end of the year, if everything else works out. So yeah, that's kind of where we stand. But yeah, here's the car. Just do like a quick walk around, and I'll start to tell you what has been done to the car. Excuse the mess, I'll explain that in a bit. And excuse the bumper not being attached. The splitter is solid mounted. The bumper attaches to the lip that's attached to the splitter. I'll talk about that in a bit as well. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this, because this thing is actually about to go back up on jack stands for a little bit. Well, I'll save the back for a minute from now. But yeah, what's been done? Car is a 2GR now. It's not the 3S that was in the car that I've been running for quite some time. I'll probably, if I can figure out how to edit this thing, I'll put some sound clips of the car driving at Super Lap Battle last year, or the year before, like 2021 or 2022. Yeah, 2022. But yeah, I was able to drive it at Super Lap now that I live here in Austin, and yeah, it was a good time. It was probably one of the, I'm a bit biased, but it was one of the cooler sounding cars. And yeah, it didn't do well. We had a bunch of issues, but it was fun. And I'd never driven a track that big, so that was very exciting as well. And since then, my driving has improved quite a bit. A lot more confident. And I'll talk more about that maybe in another video, or at a later date. But what you see in that video, if I link to it, is not indicative of the current state of me. So I'm really excited to get back out in this thing at COTA, Super Lap or not, and kind of put it through its paces. But what's different? So I've got Finest Autowork flares on here. I've kind of messed these up a bit, but they're okay. I think I probably prefer a more stock style. I'm actually on the hunt for some stock fenders to kind of do something. I mean, if you followed me for a while, you know about the mod I did to the fenders where I flare the stock fenders out. Probably thinking about doing something like that and then getting them remade in carbon. So if you have stock fenders and aren't charging arm and a leg, let me know. But there's RPF ones on here, or an AO52s most of the time. Maybe there's going to be some slicks in the future, maybe not. But RPF ones, and I got the Wilhelm brake kit front and rear with the Willwoods, and that works pretty good, especially not to have ABS, or no ABS rather. I got a louver there. It's kind of bolted on. Fix that a bit, but like I said, I'm trying to source some stock fenders, so I just really haven't messed with it. I don't really plan on changing it right now. I've got an Avan carbon hood on the car with the duct. I do have the front cut, but I don't have the duct like tying into this, but it still pulls air out. I'll take some time probably this year and like actually properly duct that, now that I've been welding quite a bit. Make something really nice. So that might be coming soon. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see about that. I think that'd be a good idea. The car did have some cameras on. I have them off right now. The bumper is like I said, it's not even really on the car. It's just kind of sitting there for right now because I've been doing some test drives. And we've got an APR splitter. So this splitter I've actually had for a really long time. It's a carbon splitter from APR. It's from a 370Z. I think these were actually, I won't say who they were for, but they were for someone. And I was able to get one. And I've just added some extensions onto it to match this die lip, which is what I have on the car. Those brake ducts are gonna, on the die lip, are gonna get ducted off. There's a lot of tape on this car because, like I said, stuff is not clean yet. But I'm gonna blink those ducts off because I have the Fulcrum design ducts. I think I was like the first person to have the 3-inch duct. So yeah, I have those, and those work great. Nothing into the radiator is ducted, but like I said, I'm gonna try and make that this year. And we got some really nice supports with titanium splitter pucks at the bottom. So when this thing hits the ground, it makes a bunch of sparks. It's really cool. Pretty good splitter. It's very, very solid. So like I can fully stand on this thing. And yeah, it does a good job. So anyway, Advent carbon hood. We just don't have any headlights in this thing at all, but these are the like Poon or whatever kit. I just put like, instead of putting the like fiberglass piece, I just did a piece of wrap because I didn't know how to attach it in like a way that I was comfortable with at high speeds, and it just has some wrap because I like the whole yellow headlight look. But yeah, here's like a front profile of the car. Sits alright. We've got fire suppression in the car now, which is really, really crucial. This is a big deal. I'm glad we have that. Bunch of little things. This side skirt's really beat up. It's seen some better days, but this little extension is going to be gone soon in favor of an actual flat floor. So I haven't really cared too much about it. Got some same thing in the back, RPF ones and AO52s with the like custom flares that I made forever ago. I replaced this with carbon fiber, so that's carbon. This is going to be carbon. I wrapped it carbon because I wanted to see what it looked like. But someone makes like a full plug now, so I'm gonna put that plug in. I'll show you the inside of the car in a minute. 9 Swan neck wing, chassis mounted. There is a diffuser that sits on the back of the car. It's not on. It's in my messy garage at the moment, over there. Anyway, I'm doing some cleaning in the garage right now, trying to organize it a bit. So we'll just take a peek in the car. You'll notice that there are paddles. Why are there paddles? This car is a dual clutch. It's a Volkswagen DSG. That's in various stages of working right now. Actually found possibly an issue with the transmission once we got it driving. So I have a spare that I'm gonna take a look at and actually take this one out this coming weekend. Little ghetto bracket there to hold the HGG because I'm gonna think of a better way. But we're controlling it with the HGG GCU. It's okay. It's very hard to use. So yeah, we don't need to go into that. I've got tilt and pedal box in the car now, just a gas and brake with the like really baller like best masters that they have, and an HGK Racing floor plate, a link keypad over there. Obviously interior of this car is not super clean, but it's kind of all business. It's got a roll bar in the car now, engineer freely seat brackets. Those things are probably the most baller part about the interior of this car. These things are super cool. Yeah, excuse all the like, this car sits for so long, so it always has like these weird like surface rust things, but I'm gonna take this interior apart soon and do like full cage, and we're gonna paint the inside of this chassis real nice, clean it up real good. That's one of the things I plan to do, and so that's on the agenda. But anyway, keypad or paddle shifters, got the 2 keypads, got a sequential shifter got the sequential shifter in the car for super lap battle, because if I run limited class, apparently I can't run the paddles. So I'm planning on like not caring, and there's some other plans that I have with this car that I'm not going to say right now, but I might put like an AIM SW4 in here, if you know what that is, and just run paddles exclusively. I'm not really competitive with Super Lap Battle anyway, so it's just a fun event anyway. I'm just trying to do the best I can with some of the best drivers in the country and such. So yeah, we might just kind of do our own thing there, and they'll class us where they class us. But aim, dash in the car, OMP seat, old Momo over there. That's kind of it. We plan to run like a field monitor in the back so I can actually see out the thing, because if you guys know, I have the Sport engine lid and it's really hard. It's pretty much impossible to see out the back of this thing. So yeah, that's just gonna run to a like an HDMI 2K camera or something that sits at the back of the car. It's not on right now. And yeah, it's just a field monitor. I gotta come up with a better mount for it. It's not great, but yeah, if you get in the car, it's actually quite good. There's some wires all over the place. The car just got back together, so it'll take some time to clean it up. But like I said, I have a couple of plans. This was not a my car, look how clean my car is video. The looks of this car has been neglected a lot. So I want to spend the time soon and really get that together, because I think the car itself is going to be quite fast now, and in kind of the state that I want it to be. So we've got to do the other stuff. But anyway, it's very hard to get out of here, even without a cage. Alright, this is the engine bay. That's the DQ 250. It actually fits quite well with Engineer Freely's mounts. Again, this engine bay isn't super clean either, but you know, it's quite tidy in here, I think. We have a mil-spec harness on the whole engine and the HTG stuff. So all this like rake chem and everything done by FastX. So that's quite tidy. Had a bit of a coolant spill, but this is Wilhelm's like overflow can thing. I can't think of the word right now. But that does really nicely thus far. Engineer Freely flex fuel mount, because we do run 85 on this thing. And then that goes somewhere, which I actually can't show you today because I don't feel like taking the wing off, but something's in there. Talk about it in a second. Bunch of radium goodies to include their quick disconnects on the fuel side, which is actually already come in handy, but really for like popping the engine out. And these are CKS coilovers, the reservoir to them. They're two-way external reservoirs, and they've done really good actually, like switching from the old single-way adjustable stance coilovers that I had for the longest time. This is like night and day. The car feels so much better. We haven't even like put any like tuning into this yet. On the DQ, we do run an external oil cooler. Some people say it's fine to not, but I'm just gonna do one anyway, because why not? Anyway, probably the cooler part about this car now is, and excuse the exhaust situation, it's all temporary. That is a turbo. So this is not the ATS kit. I didn't want to use the comp turbo that they use, but I found out they just kind of modify the Wilhelm like Y pipe setup. So I made my own, since I've been welding, turbo kit for this thing, and it's a Borg Warner, and it runs a scavenge pump. And you might say, oh, this is super low. It is kind of low, but there's a diffuser that sits under this, so it's safe. It's actually quite protected. This bracket kind of acts as a skid plate anyway, but yeah, it's very safe. This line won't hang down like it does right now. It's just be ghetto driving around the corner. But the intake's back here. Might remake that, oriented a different way or something. But yeah, the diffuser sits under here, so that's not going on until we're like done with the car. And I've already measured and everything. It fits just fine. So yeah, this wastegate is a tile, 44 mil. I'll remake this. I'm actually going to do this exhaust out of titanium, so this is just like a temporary like quick pipe, and so is this, just to get it out the back for like the dyno and testing and stuff. This kit actually has like really good wastegate priority, like really good. So I'm actually really excited to see how the boost control is on this thing. But yeah, this little Borg Warner, it's a S362, and we should be able to do whatever we want with this thing, so pretty excited about that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not too much going on with this car, to be honest. I mean, it's evolved a lot, but at its core, it's like quite simple. We did have like a turbo kit here before, and it didn't work out, so I moved everything down there. There's a really big air-to-air intercooler in the trunk, like really big. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this thing does when we get back to the track. We put 295s on the back of it. It has 265s right now, so we've got to kind of change that up a bit. But yeah, I'm excited to see this thing run and run again. It's been a little bit since I've driven it. The reason we went to the DQ250 actually is I really like left foot braking, and also we were having E153 issues. I don't really like the idea of knowing I was going to go turbo. I didn't like the idea of doing the E351, and E153 stuff is like really hard to source. I didn't want to like build a dog box or anything, so met with Matt from Engineer Freely, realized he was doing this kit, and yeah, I'm doing it. The kit itself, the mounts, the adapter plate, it's all super nice. I mean, I know you guys can't see it, but if you go on his website, like, man, it's all super nice. It's really a breeze to get this thing in the car, which is really cool. It's a bit pricey, but I think the swap is really worth it. And there's some other guys that have their cars going that are doing really well. There's a couple different ways you can control the transmission, and I think this is going to be like the next big thing for these cars. Being able to paddle shift this thing, I think, wakes these cars up a lot. And yeah, I think I need to get a spare chassis, because I think the value of the MR2 is going to go up a bit as these DQ swaps get picked up more. So basically, like 2GR and DQ is the jam, but this apparently works on the 2AR, and there's no reason why it won't work on the 3S. So, I mean, really, the sky's the limit. There's kind of no point in having a true manual in this thing anymore. The little bit of driving I got to do before we realized we had a transmission issue, very pleased. It's truly amazing. But yeah, that's kind of where I want to leave it for now. Just wanted to do a little update because some people have been asking me kind of what's going on with the car. I'll do another video later when I'm ready to kind of say what I'm going to be doing, but a lot on this car is going to be changing. And like I said, we're going to be spending some effort to make it clean, like actually clean, interior and exterior. It's still going to be a race car, so it's not going to be perfect, but it's far too rough right now. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna do that, and I'll post another video some other time about that stuff. But yeah, I would do the whole like YouTuber thank you for subscribing thing, but I'm not really like pushing this YouTube thing too much. Just kind of going with however things go. But if you do like the video, yeah, I guess also like it'd be appreciated, and then comment down if you want to see some specific stuff or want to know some specific things. Always happy to talk about it. But yeah, here's the car right now. Once we get the transmission in, we'll be able to get it tuned, do some testing, and I'll post a video about that. And maybe then we'll kind of talk about the plans. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Ciao.